Hello everyone, welcome back to this channel. My name is Bronte. I have been absent for quite a while. I don't even know how long, so apologies for that, but I've been really unwell. I don't really want to talk about why I was unwell here, to be honest. I think it's a bit too personal, but I am better now, or I'm much better than I was. So we're going to try and get back into filming and this sort of YouTube routine. So yes, hello. I am very grateful if you've stuck around thus far. And I thought this first kind of video back, we would introduce my new journal. So because I was very unwell for whole of October, and now it's nearly December, crazily, it's kind of, this kind of thing has dragged on a long time, and beginning of October I got really ill, and I was kind of a little bit disenchanted with my Hobonichi cousin at that point anyway, because it was so chunky and it was difficult to write in, and basically when I became quite ill I just wanted a clean slate. So this is what we went for. This is a half-year Stalogy. It's the A5 size, it's grid, so it's 4mm grid, and I really like the paper. I use a Stalogy A5 with grid as my commonplace book, and so I knew I liked the paper, I knew I liked the experience of writing in a Stalogy, and I knew that it took fountain pen ink nicely, so it kind of was a no-brainer in some ways. So yeah, so here is my Stalogy. I decorated the cover, obviously, and I've used quite a lot of kind of spooky-ish stickers, because starting this in October, you know, it was kind of spooky season, and I kind of feel like the whole end of the year period is a little spooky, because I never want to relinquish Halloween vibes when November starts. So yeah, I'm slowly moving into more like winter and Christmas stuff now, but still not quite ready for that. So yeah, it's the black one. I picked this up at the London Pen Show when I went with a friend, from, I can't remember where it's from. It's from like a UK retailer of Japanese stationery. I'll put it on the screen. And I'm so pleased. I moved. Like I don't know. I was worried that maybe this wouldn't work and I would go back to the cousin and it would just be a little bit of a failed experiment, but this was the best experiment. So yes. Okay, so let's have a look. So in the front we have some very minimal setup. I just put this Snoopy sticker and some of my bead letters from my shop, just to say October to December. And I've got some pictures here of me with my friends and me with my partner. And on the flip side of this is like the cardstock kind of flyleaf thing. I've got a Megan Rhiannon Gloomy. This is the notebook one. It just really feels at home here. And then I have this kind of key for my index dots. So I use these to kind of index notes that I make. They're not commonplace entries. They're more like notes about like a knitting project or like a book I'm reading, or like planner stuff, stationery things, and my shop. I added a new one for my shop. So yes, so this is my cover page for October, just quite simple, and I guess because I actually started this midway through October, maybe it doesn't make sense to have a cover page, but it made sense to me. And then I have a mood board on this other side, which I did put this October sticker here, but this was kind of more like mood board for the rest of the year in some ways. I've been trying to knit more, and I have been able to do that while I've been unwell, because, you know, I've been a lot at home a lot, so that's been nice. We've got some knitting. This is a knitting pattern, which I've written about later. And we've got books and like just coffee and being outside a little and cozy stuff. So yes. Okay, so this page I screwed up the layout, which I'm really annoyed about, but the layout is fairly consistent throughout the rest of the book. So this narrow column should be on the right hand side, because my pages are mirroring each other instead of the cousin, like the cousin layout, sorry. it has the narrow column always on the left hand side of the page. Mine mirror each other as we go through the book. So yeah, there you can see. So yeah, this one I screwed up. I think I was on autopilot. First page, it's not so much the end of the world. I did start this with the intention to do fairly minimal decoration, and that has kind of not quite happened. I just really like making little collages with my stickers and my washi tape and stuff, so yeah, sometimes I get carried away doing that. So on this Monday, I think I was making the bundles for my October subscriptions. So I've got this little swatch of washi tape on this playing card. This was a spare. I've got some happy mail from Maragona Suli. So yeah, I'm not going to talk through every single page because that seems unnecessary. I am using this in a very similar way to the way I was using my cousin. So we've just got like thoughts and like bits and bobs here. Like I started re-listening to Sherlock Holmes audiobook. Here I got a new nib for my SD because I damaged my previous nib, so yeah, that's tagged with a stationery dot. And because this is an undated book, it's literally just a notebook, I've been writing almost every day, more than 1 page a day. So you can see here Monday ran on to 2 pages, and then Tuesday ran on to 2 pages. Wednesday, look, I had almost 3 full pages. I've been putting quite a lot of photos I've printed off, mainly from Pinterest, to be honest. These are some like knitting projects I want to make, and I'm actually making this sweater now. We've got lots of ephemera stuff as well. My partner found this DVD copy of It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and so he gave me the this the scene selection flyer thing to put in here, which I thought was very cute. Oh, and I actually have a Thanksgiving one, and it was Thanksgiving yesterday, so I should probably find a spot for that. Here's some notes about like planner stuff for next year. Really want to get more into trackers, so this was me writing about tracking stuff. This is a full sheet of stickers. This is my December subscription. If you're part of the subscription, you'll be getting this sticker sheet. Or if you're not part of the subscription, you can join and get the sticker sheet. So I kind of had this convention, I think is the right word, for myself with this book, where if I didn't finish a full page, I wasn't going to start Saturday here. I started Saturday on a new page. So you kind of saw it with this page too. So this column is blank because this is all of Wednesday. And then I turned the page and started Thursday. And I've been doing that throughout this book pretty much. And there's actually not so many empty spots, which is kind of really satisfying. This page is a bit empty. I think I was working on my shop quite a lot this day, so I didn't really do much writing. So I will also say that I was off sick for... so this entire week that I've been writing, that I numbered the pages in pencil actually. So I started with the cover page being page 1, mood board page is page 2, and then the first written page was page 3. But I did manage to write 19 pages in 1 week. So technically that's 17 pages. So it sounds like a lot, but I was not working this week. I was off, signed off work by the doctor's sick. So I was pretty much at home all the time, which it's nice. Or it was nice. It was really good to rest. I really needed to rest because I was very unwell. But yeah, so and then this Monday I was off. I had to go to the hospital. And then this week, so I had 2 weeks back at work and then another week off sick. So yeah, my weeks back at work, obviously I've written less. So Tuesday's 1 page, Wednesday. Okay, so this was where I broke my convention, and now I've continued to like break this rule that I arbitrarily set for myself. So I had quite a lot of journaling that I wanted to write, and it just didn't quite fit. So I also kind of filled up this column with some notes about my shop and the book I was reading. And then because I had this entire spot free, I just thought, you know what, I'm going to start Thursday here. So yeah, so all of this part is Thursday. And so I've done that a couple of times more, where I've started an entry kind of with the previous day in the narrow column, and then the current day I start in the wider column. I think that makes sense. Does that make sense? I did some journaling here about a book I was reading, which I finished it and I did enjoy it, but like, we'll get there. So this is some stuff about some new yarn I picked up at work. This is what I'm knitting the jumper I mentioned in. Quite a big journaling entry here. And then Saturday I was working. Sunday I think I was tired. Yeah, I did quite a lot of knitting. Didn't feel like journaling. I was having too much fun knitting and watching Bones, apparently. So yeah, so this was the week of Halloween, so like some creepy, spooky things started creeping into the decoration, or more spooky things. This was the book I was just mentioning. I should just give it 2 stars. Look, that was quite harsh of me. I read B. Northwick's previous 2 books. One's a novel, one's a novella, and I really liked them. This one felt really underdeveloped. I think that the main character wasn't very dimensional, and the world had so much potential, but it was a quite complex world, and there was just kind of like, I'm a big advocate for info dumping, which I know a lot of people hate at the beginning of books, but like, how am I supposed to like enjoy the book if I don't know what the fuck is happening? So yeah, I harshly reviewed Black Wicket. Got some journaling here. I got a delivery for my dinner. Wednesday. Oh, I had a cold. Honestly, I just couldn't catch a break. This Thursday, I didn't journal, as you can see. I was going to catch up in here, and then I just never have, and now I have absolutely no hope of remembering what happened. I just knitted a lot this evening, I think, and this is a card from I ordered my friends some birthday cards from this Etsy shop, and I put that in here. And that's that for Thursday. That's the only empty day I have in this book, actually. Friday was Halloween, so we've got this kind of intense page. Me and my partner went for a really nice like American diner style breakfast, which was more lunch, and we get these this like Halloween kind of like snack mix from Marks and Spencer's, which is so good. If you're in the UK, you have to get it. Hallow Scream Munch. It comes in a bag, and this is from the bag. And I had to save him because he's so weird and like kind of creepy. So yeah, I just had to put this little weirdo in here. And this is from the coffee cup that we got at the place we had breakfast, because they had Halloween coffee cups, which is so cool. And then, okay, so it was November. This is my November cover page. I have been tabbing off the months with these Planner Monkey Co. tabs. October's is up here. And then I realised, like, if I put November's here, it would cover up this Trader Joe's thing. So I just stuck it wherever made sense. And I don't think it necessarily makes sense, but yeah, I don't mind. Oh, I should have talked about this tab. Go all the way back. This tab is also from Planner Monkey Co. And I used this to tab this currently inked. So I used these little tabbies for reference items in the book. So because this was showing what pens I have inked, that means I will want to reference it at some point. So yeah, that's that tab. Okay. More writing about knitting. I got this Trader Joe's like mini tote, the Halloween ones, from Vinted. Paid over the odds, but I really wanted one. This is my pages for Sunday. I scanned the swatch for my sweater that I'm currently knitting and stuck the swatch in here, which I was really smug with the idea. I will be doing this in the future. I'm actually started a new project yesterday, and I'm considering scanning the project and just sticking that in here. I think that's kind of cool. It's a really nice way to add a texture, I would love to add swatches in here, but obviously a knitted swatch is like so bulky, so it just doesn't make sense to put it in a journal. But this is very nice. Okay, so we've got quite a bit of empty space here, but I'm not mad about it. Monday, back at the hospital again, and it was, yeah, a bit shit. I finished this book, What Feasts at Night by T. Kingfisher. I enjoyed this one, but not as much as the previous one, which was What Moves the Dead. But then after I finished this, I started What Stalks the Deep. And I guess I read that really quick because oh shit, yeah, okay, so Tuesday was like this much. I just didn't want to journal. I was feeling really shitty because of my health stuff, so I just didn't really journal. But I did say, look, however, some good things also happened today, and I need to remember those things too, right? So just a few little nice bits. Okay, so I finished What Stalks the Deep, which is the third book in this T. Kingfisher series. They're all novellas, they're very short. It's not, I've read a 350-page book in 2 days, like they're like 150 pages. And I really enjoyed that one. And then I got some new stock for my shop, so I stuck them in here. I like to do that. It feels kind of lavish putting an entire sticker sheet in. Some happy mail arrived from the Giving Girl, which is that Jennifer sent me a bunch of stuff to cheer me up, which was so kind. I feel very privileged to be part of such a lovely community. And then I tipped this thing in with some pictures from the previous week, because yeah, I'd just been collecting a few pictures. When I went to the hospital, we walked past Brompton Cemetery, so I took a few pictures in the cemetery. And then this was the inside of my bag from a previous, I guess I was still reading What Stalks the Deep, so maybe Tuesday I think I took that picture. And I just thought the colours were good, basically. Friday, I went to the hospital for surgery and was sent home because they had too many emergency patients. And I appreciate that, you know, I am obviously not as higher emergency as somebody who's like had a horrible accident. So I had this little thing here, false alarm, because I was supposed to be having an operation and didn't. So I watched a lot of the X-Files, and I printed out these 2 memes because I had this as a sticker in a previous book, which is like, I watch it for the plot, and then the plot is like pictures of David Duchovny looking handsome. But as I was Googling this meme, I found this one, which is just the same, but with Scully. And I put this here. I can't decide who I have a bigger crush on, so I printed both of these memes. So yeah, they've been sitting there side by side, looking beautiful. Just gonna drink some coffee. I used these really nice stickers, letter stickers, like big letter stickers from the Giving Girl, to put in this little quote from Boy Genius. It's from the song Stay Down. And this was like echoing around my head this week of November. This to me this like line makes me think of like not really having autonomy over your own body, and just like feeling like you're not in control of anything that's happening to you. And that's how I felt this week, and it was just like echoing round and round my head. So putting this in here actually helped me like work through those feelings. So journaling is good for you. Yeah. And then so Friday was all of this through here, and then Saturday I literally just put this because I had surgery on Saturday, and I was at the hospital for 12 hours, not able to eat for 9 of those hours, and I hadn't eaten since the previous day, so it was kind of grim, honestly. It was not a good day. But then Sunday, I stuck on a podcast. I really like Dark Histories. The guy who does that is really interesting, and it's kind of, yeah, like weird history. He does a lot of like Victorian era stuff. Yeah, I put that on and was re-listening to an older episode about an early cult in California in the 20s. Nice. Not a Victorian era one, but and so yeah, to kind of process what happened on Saturday, I wrote a lot. So this was all of this stuff was what happened on Saturday. I have my hospital bracelet in here, and this packet for this gooey ghost, this Marks and Spencer's Halloween chocolate thing. Their packaging is really great because there's some more M&S packaging later on in this book too. I had some Happy Mail from Erin Kubo. That's from her like little envelope thing. She puts the subscription sticker thingies in. Can you tell I haven't really filmed a video for a while? I'm not really articulating myself very well. Okay, so then Sunday I did this massive stationery splurge, so I wrote all of that stuff that I'd ordered out here. I ordered from Olive and Mabel. My friend Jenny has an amazing stationery shop in the UK, and I got some little things from her shop. I ordered from Miso Paper, which is also a UK stationery shop, and then I ordered from Paper Game Co., who are based in America, in the US. I hardly ever order from her shop because the shipping to the UK is very expensive, but I decided to treat myself and really splurged on this order because I'd had my surgery and I felt like it was all going to be okay. My mood had really like dramatically kind of changed, so that's nice. And then I wrote this little journaling entry. So then this, starting Monday 10th of November, I was also signed off work because of my surgery, so had another week at home to write loads of stuff in this book. Some stuff about, I was writing about like pocket-sized notebooks I was really interested in, like, and I pulled out my Passport TN I think this day, but obviously like I haven't done anything with it. Talk about, yeah, like loads of planner stuff on this day. I think I was really preoccupied with that. Tuesday, these die cuts for the subscription for my shop came. And I think I did quite a lot of counting of stuff. Had about 2,000 sticker sheets total to count. So I think that was mainly what I did on this Tuesday. Wednesday, I was listening to Sleep Token. Had a very productive day, apparently. I did all my product listings for my shop. And I put in this Sherlock Holmes bit from the Robert Downey Jr., Jude Law Sherlock Holmes film, which I absolutely love. Chris and I rewatched it when I was ill, actually. And because I'd been off and kind of out of it quite a lot, I was like, how is it November? And so, like, there's this bit in Sherlock Holmes where he's like, is it November? And Watson says, yes, Holmes. And Sherlock Holmes is like, what the hell? October? November? What? And that was very relevant. I felt like that really resonated. Knitting notes. Thursday. Oh, I was talking about like capsule wardrobe stuff here because we had a wedding to go to on the Saturday of this week, and we were staying in. They were getting married in London, but they were getting married in the opposite side to London to where we live. So we stayed a few nights in a hotel, and that was really nice. And so I was kind of talking about like capsule wardrobe and for a little staycation. That was there. I got loads of Happy Mail on this day. Like all of my goodies started to arrive. So I got Miso Paper, Marigona Suli, and my Olive and Mabel order arrived that day as well. So there's some little washi swatches here and just notes and being happy about Happy Mail. Friday I wrote this little bit because this was the day we went to the hotel actually. We had sandwiches for lunch and then got a cab to the other side of London, which took a million years. Saturday, our two really good friends got married and I'm so happy for them. So I just kind of wrote bits of stuff about the wedding, and I saved our name cards and the menu for the meal we had in the evening. It was such good food. I really enjoyed it. It was just such a nice day to celebrate with such good friends. Like, it was just really heartwarming. It was a really nice thing to do after having been so ill for so long, actually. was to kind of just spend time with people who you love and celebrate them loving one another. It was so nice. So the Sunday we made it back home. I was a bit hungover because the wedding was Saturday. Wrote some stuff about stationery organisation. Wrote some stuff here about got a new bag for the wedding. Obviously got it from Bagoo. And then this was my kind of back to work week again. So now I'm back to work like for good. So yeah, I was busy on this Monday because I was doing a shop update on the Thursday. So yeah, Tuesday I wrote a massive journaling entry, all this, and then Wednesday I was off because I swapped days with my colleague. She wanted Friday off, so I worked Friday instead of Wednesday. So I took myself on a little Waterstones excursion. Oh, and I picked some bits up in Boots, like did some errands basically. I got some books, and I also got some of the, I don't know where I've put them actually. I'll find them. But I got some of the Leuchtturm sticky pen loops for my journals for next year. Again, we'll talk about that in another video. Finished reading, I'd been reading Evocation by S.T. Gibson since I finished the T. Kingfisher. It took me a while to get through, but I really, really enjoyed it. I love those books. Oh, and this was me saying, oh crap, I'm not sure I'm going to meet my reading goal for this year, which I don't think I will. I don't have enough time left, and I need to read like 12 books if I'm going to make it. And we only have like 1 month left, so I don't think that's very achievable. Thursday, my shop update was kind of launched, and it did pretty well, which was very nice. Friday was another work day. I put in this picture because I want to make a new hat for the winter, and this picture because I miss having coffee in New York with my friends. Saturday, I think I was also working, and it was so busy, but my Paper Game Co. splurge order arrived, so I swatched some of the washi tapes here, and I like to save the tops of tapes and like pet stuff, because they're all so pretty, and you know, someone's really put thought into that design for the top as well. I don't know, it seems a shame to chuck it in the bin. So yeah, and this was from the Paper Game Co. order as well. I really liked that, so I stuck it in here. Sunday I ordered a new winter coat, which was very exciting. So I wrote a lot about that coat and about like what scarf I was going to knit to go with the coat. Monday I had Happy Mail from Nicole Josephine, and Nicole put a really nice note as well, and opening this Happy Mail made me cry. I was so emotional. So I got washi tapes, Nicole's. I ordered some things, and then she sent me a bunch more stuff, and she sent me the forest planner, which I will talk about in another video, but it's stunning and I'm so excited. So yeah, these are her new washi tapes. I think that, I'm not sure when they're launching on her website, but they're coming soon, if not already out. So I wrote a lot about that parcel, and more knitting, and then this is this week now. I've been journaling with my Sailor Manyo Pro Gear Slim, which I've inked with, I've got cartridge in it at the moment, which is Sailor Yodokai, and it's so nice, and I kind of thought it went with a lot of the decoration I've had going on this week. So I got we got this delivery at work, and I bought some of this wool wash and saved the sticker from the box that they sent the wool wash in, because I like to do that. So this was yesterday and the day before. Got some new yarn for a new project, new scarf. It's not what I thought it was going to be for my coat, but it's really nice. I'm really pleased. I was very tired yesterday, so I used this I Miss My Bed. And yesterday was Thanksgiving, and I put this little Salem Creative sticker with a journal on a piece of pie, which kind of felt Thanksgiving-y to me. And I know we don't celebrate it in the UK, but I just kind of wrote about how I was thankful for feeling so much better, and like for my friends and my family, which I am very thankful for. And then this is today. So I finished reading Savage Blooms by S.T. Gibson last night, so I've written a review here. I filmed a little reel for Instagram, which I need to edit. And then I put this yarn label in from something we got delivered at work, because this sheep is just so gorgeous. I had to save him, or her, them. I had to save them. They are so gorgeous. Look at that face. Some sheep are so handsome. Like, that is a handsome sheep. So I love this brand, and I had to save this, and because they have such beautiful, like, the way that they look after their animals is so wonderful. And they practice this kind of, what's the word, it's they do this practice called transhumance, which means that the sheep are kind of grazed in different places at different times of the year, and the flocks kind of move. So they move to the valleys in the winter and the mountains in the summer, and I just think it's so beautiful. So that's your lot. I decorated the next page. I was the first week of this book, I was doing like a week of consistent decoration and was decorating the pages as I reached them, but I decided not to do that, because in October I realized I had so many washi tapes that I wanted to use, like spooky ones or like autumnal washi tapes that I wanted to use. There was absolutely no way I was going to get through everything, so I've been doing different decoration for each double page spread, which has been fun as well. I've done I kind of do a couple of spreads in advance. You can see here I've drawn in these notches for my lines, you know. I was drawing the whole line in pencil, but then I was just having to erase it, so I've decided just to do the notches. That makes more sense to me. And I've numbered the pages up to 100. And I think I'll fill all of these. I'll probably go past, so yeah. I'm having a really good time in this Stalogy. It's kind of really quite fluffy, because I have been putting a lot of ephemera in. I've been less kind of concerned with the bulk, because it's only half a year's worth, so like putting an entire envelope in, or like a whole card menu stuff, that sort of thing seems quite lavish. And this guy, you know, like, it's quite bulky, but I love it. I absolutely love it. So that's this book. I hope you enjoyed. I will be back again with a video about my 2026 lineup, which I'm very excited to talk about. Now I have all of the kind of components of the system ready, or here at least. They're not necessarily ready. Yeah, okay, I think that's everything. Thank you so much for sticking with me, and I will speak to you soon. Goodbye.